Hey YouTube, what goes on? Welcome to Disavowed Action Figures Top 10 2021 G.I. Joe classified Hasbro figures that I purchased this great year. So, just some rules up front. First of all, I have to have purchased the figure this year for it to be on my list. I need to have it in hand. So, obviously, some figures I might have passed on this year will not be on this list. For example, I did not need another roadblock. I get that the roadblock was awesome this year. It was closer to what we wanted, if not exactly what we originally should have deserved and got. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do another roadblock in my collection at this point in time, especially at a premium, because I didn't get it pre-ordered when it went up. So had to pass on that roadblock. Zartan also had a pass on that Comic-Con exclusive Zartan or Hasbro Pulse exclusive, whatever it was. Again, it looked great. I loved all the alternate heads. I loved the fact that it could turn blue. I couldn't do it. I didn't need it in my collection. It looked fantastic. I'm not a completionist, so I passed on that thing. And on top of that, I'm considering the Bats and the Alley Vipers as 2022 releases. I know that they got delivered by GameStop, and some people got them in from Amazon this week. Some people were lucky to find them at Walmart or Target in the final week of 2021. I did, and even if I did, I probably would put it in my 2022 slate, very similar to some other figures who came out near the end of last year. So with that said, with the rules out there, let's get to it and see what my top 10 G.I. Joe classified Hasbro figures are of 2021. And kicking things off first with our honorable mentions of 2021, we have the G.I. Joe classified Scarlet and Baroness from the Snake Eyes Origin Wave. Now, here's the thing. I know this wave has been just peg warming everywhere. I did pick up Baroness very early on. I actually paid a premium because I really wanted to get this figure in hand to compare to last year's G.I. Joe classified Baroness from Cobra Island. Here's the thing. I know it doesn't even compare to the actual Baroness from Target Island, but I like this figure for what it is. I like the removable clip in the gun. I like the look. I get that they're going for the actress's look in the movie. With that said, you can easily fudge her into your shelf as a different female Cobra operative. So that's what I've been doing. She's been sitting on my Cobra throne for all my live streams for 2021. Then our Scarlet from the same wave. Again, I get there's a resemblance to the actress, but very much so. I figured this figure is an upgrade from our original Scarlet. Now, I know we had two. We had our Series 1, then we had our repaint. Both obviously are good figures, especially the repaint. But this one here in its tactical gear, I feel like just gives it a different sort of darker look to it that I really enjoy. I just feel like this Scarlet figure, for whatever reason, just personifies the concept of G.I. Joe even more so than those early releases. So as honorable mentions, I will throw these out there. With that said, these are the only two figures I paid relatively retail price for. I might pick up the other ones in the Snake Eyes Origins Wave if they're available on clearance later in 2022. So our two honorable mentions of 2021 to kick off our top 10 G.I. Joe classified series figures of 2021 are the Scarlet and Baroness figures from the Snake Eyes Origins series. All right, let's kick it off with number 10 for our actual list. And coming in at number 10 on the top 10 list of 2021 G.I. Joe classified figures is the Cobra Infantry Trooper. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking this is not that great a figure. All it is just a repaint of the Cobra Island Target exclusive Trooper. Yes and no. I know we get less accessories with this thing, but here's the deal. Before Target came back and made things right regarding their ineptitude of getting those Cobra Troopers out to collectors, they were so high on the secondary market, on the aftermarket, they put this out. And yes, it's not the best of paint. I do agree the actual Cobra Target Island Troopers are better, but this thing at the time was the next best thing we could hope to get our hands on. It was a general release figure, which was great. You can get it at multiple locations. You could pre-order as many as you wanted on online retailers. So again, I enjoyed this figure for what it is. I, like other people, did pick up some more Cobra Island Troopers once they were available, but this figure in and of itself was a good figure as well. Plus, we all know there are different designations regarding Cobra Troopers, so there's nothing wrong with having this guy lined up along with your Cobra Island Troopers. So number 10, the Cobra Infantry Trooper. Let's see what comes in at number 9. And coming in at number 9 on our top 10 of 2021 G.I. Joe classified list is the Target exclusive G.I. Joe classified breaker with Ram cycle. So I'll be honest, I was going to pass on this figure originally. As I said, I'm not a completionist necessarily with these figures. I did have a very strong fondness for this figure, even though he was one of the originals. However, once I saw him in the store, I needed to put him in my collection. The bike is great. The mounted gun on the side is fantastic looking. The figure itself is also pretty well done. It's great for kit bashes, or if you're trying to do any sort of customs. The helmet goes along well with the figure. The articulation is what you expect from the G.I. Joe classified line. Also, a lot of people were swapping that breaker head in as a Mysterio from the Spider-Man movies in the MCU. So overall, a lot of playability with this thing. You can use the bike with other figures, and more importantly, it was readily available all across the entire country. Unlike what the Target Cobra Island exclusives were like in the past, you could find this figure, to the point it actually was clearanced and found in bargain stores out in the Texas and West Coast area, I believe. So again, you should have had a good opportunity to find this figure, if not in person, through pre-order at Target. So again, due to the availability, the bike, the gun, and the figure itself, coming in at number 9 is a G.I. Joe classified Cobra Island breaker on our top 10 of 2021 list. Let's see what comes in at number 8. And coming in at number 8 on our list is another G.I. Joe classified Target Cobra Island exclusive, this one being Barbecue. Much like I said for the breaker and the Ram cycle, if you wanted this figure, it was available on pre-order at Target for basically ever. I honestly think this was probably available for pre-order for at least 3, 4, maybe 5 months until it finally shipped. Also, it is turning up in stores as well. I did pre-order mine. However, besides that being readily available online, I've also seen it in stores multiple times. I know other toy hunters have found it in stores as well, just stacked up. I haven't seen that many of them, but is very readily available. So again, Hasbro and G.I. Joe, kudos to you for taking the Target Cobra Island idea and the debacle that it was a couple of years ago, and actually turning it into a positive by making these figures much more readily available. Other than that, this figure does come with some additional accessories the typical Joes may not come with, as it is a Cobra Island exclusive. The tank on the back is well done. I like the paint on the tank. Also, the accessories as far as the axe are nice. Good storage on this figure as well. I would have liked to have maybe had a head without the helmet actually on. However, again, that's something maybe G.I. Joe Classified will explore in the future with similar figures. With that said, glad to have Barbecue in my collection here from the Target Cobra Island exclusive, coming in at number 8, Barbecue. Let's see what comes in at number 7 on the list this year. And coming in at number 7 in our top 10 list of 2021 is G.I. Joe Classified Flint. Again, one of the best things I can say about this figure was not even just readily available, it peg warmed. This figure sat at Walmart basically forever. I think I saw this figure in Walmarts constantly in my part of the country. Now, I get out in California and the West Coast, it's much more competitive. But with that said, Target also is consistently stocking this series, this line, this particular wave of G.I. Joe Classified. With that said, it's also one of the traditional needed characters, obviously, in G.I. Joe lore. I love the fact that it did come with the beret separate as a removable piece. I like the shotgun, good storage on the back. I also like the fact you were able to flip the gun open. I know that might have led to some problems regarding the actual mechanics of a gun, but that's okay. These are toys. I'm okay with that. I do like the deco on the figure. This is also an example of G.I. Joe Hasbro realizing that we did not want the kind of futuristic looking Wave 1 figures that they gave us with Duke and Roadblock and the Scarlet. And they kind of backtracked and said, let's give these collectors figures that are closer to what they remember from the original cartoon. So again, kudos to Hasbro for course correcting regarding what they were doing with this line. Again, as I said earlier, this figure is great for kit bashing and customs. I very much enjoy it. There's some reuse, obviously, on the pieces, but you're going to have that in any line for the most part. But again, glad to have this in the collection. It's a traditional Joe we all needed. Coming in at number 7, Flint from G.I. Joe Classified. And coming in at number 6 on our top 10 list of 2021 is the G.I. Joe Classified Target exclusive Cobra Island Firefly. Again, this was sketchy at the beginning. This figure dropped very early in 2021. It was not the easiest to get our hands on. You can go back and watch one of my toy hunt videos from early 2021 where I literally shotgunned it after work directly to the Wilkes-Barre Target up the P8 Turnpike to get my hands on one of these just because I knew they had one or two in stock. With that said, again, Hasbro and Target circled back and made them readily available online at a later date that you could pre-order and get your hands on them. So although the original availability wasn't that great, it definitely improved along the way. As far as it goes, the figure itself is fantastic. I know the drone was kind of a divisive topic regarding the community. I think it was awesome. I love the fact that it stores on the back. I think the concept of what the drone does, delivering the bombs, is amazing. Again, you have the TNT, which again, the TNT itself is kind of a jokey thing, almost like a Bugs Bunny sort of deal. But with the figure, I get it in the context of what it is. I do understand that the torso piece is encumbered by the vest, but that's a lot of this series. This is kind of how it is. I love the backpack because of the storage. The gun is great. The deco is awesome. I really love how the Cobra logo is on his shoulder. The goggles are great. They fit right over the eyes. The actual eyes on this figure were great. They showed a lot of attitude. And also, I remember they kind of had the singed eyebrow look as well, which would make sense because if you're setting fires and blowing things up, you're going to have some mishaps. So with that said, again, great addition to the line. Hopefully maybe we could repaint down the road, but they did double back and make it available, which definitely made Joe fans happy. So coming in at number 6, the G.I. Joe Classified Firefly Cobra Island Target exclusive figure. Let's move on to the top 5 G.I. Joe Classifieds of 2021. And our first entry in the top 5 of our top 10 is the G.I. Joe Classified Lady J. Again, a classic G.I. Joe interpretation of a figure. We needed this in the line sooner rather than later, which they delivered upon. Fantastic accessories for what is a general release figure. And as it came out in the same series and wave as our Flint figure, this was readily available. This peg warmed at Walmart and Target for quite a long time. Additionally, as far as the actual innovations of the figure, Hasbro giving us the pinless elbows, the pinless knees. Pinless elbows on a female figure is huge in Hasbro. We now see Marvel Legends going in that direction as well with the pinless elbows on the Legends. So this was definitely a step forward regarding overall action figures in general. Also the swappable head that allowed us to have either the hat on or the hair look was a great idea on their end. Not revolutionary, but very well done in this capacity. I will say with mine, please be careful with those double jointed elbows because they are so small, double jointed and pinless. I did have some issues at the beginning where they would lock a little bit on me, but being careful, heating them up and just basically taking your time with those joints ought to be fine. And again, another great example of Hasbro G.I. Joe going back and giving us a more traditional looking Joe as opposed to what they did in that first series that came out from Classified. So a much needed figure in the line, much appreciated to have it on my shelf. Coming in at number 5, G.I. Joe Classified General Release Lady J. Let's move on to number 4 on our list for 2021. And coming in at number 4 on our list is the G.I. Joe Classified General Release Zartan. Again, giving us this figure as a general release was fantastic. A much needed Cobra villain on the quote-unquote bad guy side. The backpack, great as always. Storage with those little pieces that go on the back with the monkey paw. The gun fits great in the hand. I love the hood look. By the way, when I was a kid, maybe you can let me know how you felt about this. I always thought that his hood was actually hair. I really always thought in that cartoon when I was a kid that his hair was that long. And then as I got older, I found out that it was a hood. So with that said, great option being able to remove the hood to see his head underneath. Overall, again, your classic G.I. Joe Classified articulation on this guy was great. The Master of Disguise. We also had the mask that fits very nicely into the back of the backpack as like a face generator. As I said earlier in the intro, I did not feel the need to pick up the exclusive version of this that turns blue, but a very cool example of Hasbro G.I. Joe giving us something that again could be used later. And then adding all the multiple heads in as he is a Master of Disguise. Very nice touch as well. So I totally understand the appeal to that particular figure. But this one in and of itself, great addition to the G.I. Joe Classified line in 2021. Number 4, G.I. Joe Classified General Release Zartan. And coming in at number 3 on our top 10 list is the G.I. Joe Classified Target exclusive Cobra Island Viper figure. Now, Again, Hasbro, as I said earlier, along with Target, circled back and made these more readily available later on online. With that said, it was a disaster, a complete dumpster fire early on. Again, whether it's a good story or not, I still remember about a year ago, on New Year's Day morning, telling my girlfriend I got to get out of bed super early and take a drive to Target and just hope to get one of these things. And I was lucky enough to get it. Again, you can look back at my toy hunt videos from about a year ago. I did basically show you what my experience is like trying to get one of these in hand. It was very difficult and an arduous task. I did order a few more later on in their online offer through Target. So I do have, I believe it's 3 or 4 overall in my collection. But again, as far as the figure is concerned, I love this figure. I was convinced for the longest time this might be my #1 G.I. Joe Classified of the year. First, the negatives aside from availability. The goggles just don't fit right. Again, I could be wrong. However, I know other collectors have told me in the past to be very careful with the goggles, as they do not stretch and they will not fit down any further than they are right here, which does lead to the possibility of losing them. With that said, the positives. Again, I love the deco on these figures. The Cobra logo on the backpack is awesome. You don't always see a painted backpack here. Loving the paint. The Cobra logos on the belt buckle and also the chest strap are really, really well done. Also, you have the option of popping off these forearm guards and actually showing the bearskin arms underneath, which gives you a lot more options as far as what you can do on the shelf with these guys if you army built them. So again, Cobra Viper, love this figure, love the look. I picked up some comic books just because they were in it. I absolutely loved this figure. And again, very deserving to be at the #3 spot here on the 2021 list. So again, #3 on our list, the G.I. Joe Classified Target Cobra Island exclusive Viper release figure. Only 2 more to go on the list. Let's see what they are. And coming in at #2 on our list is the fan channel exclusive Timber and Snake Eyes Alpha Commander 2-pack. I didn't know what I was going to do with this. I really wanted Timber. I thought it looked amazing from the beginning. I didn't know if I really wanted to pay to get another Snake Eyes, even though this is a Snake Eyes, much closer to what we actually got in the actual cartoon itself. Again, with that said, I took the plunge. I got it through GameStop. Huge shout out to one of our sub members who gave me the heads up this was available on GameStop.com. One evening during one of our toy hunt premieres in the chat, I jumped right over and ordered it. It was here within about a week or two, and I was blown away. The Snake Eyes, I thought I was going to be let down by. Think he is awesome looking. So happy to have another Snake Eyes in the collection. Again, a lot of reused parts here. I think a lot of it is from Beachhead, but still, it does look fantastic in all black. Also, it does give you some customization possibilities, popping other heads on here from other lines. And then we have possibly the best figure of the year, so close, is the actual Timber himself. This wolf is fantastic. The articulation on this thing, again, you hear what it's going to be like until you actually get it in your hand, and it was just amazing. Again, 2 head sculpts, the tail articulates, multiple points of articulation in the paws and the joints of the legs. It even has the paws painted underneath where the pads are. This thing was fantastic, and I had to watch a bunch of wolf videos just to figure out how even to pose it, which obviously I didn't do here. I was just happy to get another rotating base. But again, very well-deserved, fan channel exclusive. I understand that not everybody was able to get their hands on it. However, I think in 2022, you will start seeing more of these popping up as available, considering what we went through with the issues with getting toys into the country here late in 2021 with supply chain issues. So can't hold it against this figure. Absolutely love it. And I love that I get the Uzi light gun with Snake Eyes that I did not get with my general release Snake Eyes from Series 1. I did not pick up the Snake Eyes at 00, too high of a cost for me. But I was able to get a bit of a flavor of that with the gun. So at #2, well-deserved, Snake Eyes and Timber Alpha Commando 2-pack from Fan Channel exclusive. That takes us up to what our #1 figure for 2021 is going to be. Let's find out next. And coming in at #1 for our G.I. Joe Classified 2021 top 10 list of figures that I purchased is, in my estimation, a very easy choice. The G.I. Joe Classified Cobra Island exclusive Major Blood. Now, I know I just said it was kind of hard for me to pass on Timber and Snake Eyes at #1, and that I also love the Viper. But here's the thing. Major Blood brings all these different elements that I enjoyed about those figures into one figure. First of all, this was the first G.I. Joe Classified Cobra Island exclusive that was beyond readily available. This thing literally peg warmed. And again, I get if you're living in different parts of the country, how toys are purchased in your Target aisle might differ than here. However, between online orders, in person, on the peg hunting, I saw this everywhere. I don't know where to begin. Besides that, accessories are amazing. I feel like down the road, it's going to be people trying to replace missiles, because I have dropped those multiple times into the carpet when doing photos. The accessories, the missiles, the backpack, the 2 different guns he comes along with him, the necklace are all fantastic. The helmet looks amazing on this figure. With that said, I needed to keep the helmet off. I love seeing him hold it because the head sculpt is absolutely bananas on this thing. This is one of the best head sculpts I have seen on any action figure in 2021. The eye patch, the haircut, the scars on the face, the grimace that he makes, all these different elements make this figure absolutely amazing when it's in hand. Again, the face sculpt is worth the price of admission. The little bit of gray in the hair just gives him that hardened look that you'd expect from Major Blood. So overall, all those things included, along with the availability factor that this thing did provide, and even mention how awesome the arm looks. Overall, this thing is just great. Easily the number 1 figure for me for G.I. Joe this year, and easily a top 5 overall figure for me of 2021. So with that said, who are your top 10 G.I. Joe Classified figures of 2021? Let me know down in the comments, who should I have bought that I didn't? Who should have been higher on the list or lower on the list in your estimation? Or just give me your top 10 list of G.I. Joe Classified 2021. So please leave a comment down below. Smash that like button, helps us out a lot. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you're told when we post new content here on the channel, like our weekly toy hunts, like our weekly live streams, like all these top 10 lists that we're hitting you with here for 2021. We still have top 10 Marvel Legends, top 10 Marvel Legends Deluxe, and top 10 overall action figures coming out here on Disavowed Action Figures. Also, if you want daily toy updates and daily toy content, check us out over at Instagram at disavowed_12. So thank you so much, everybody. Happy New Year. Take care. Stay healthy. And I'll be seeing all of you at the pegs.